your personality, your position is caught in between all of this. They say, oh, there's one man, is the king in Ghana trying to take over Ghana.
VeryDarkMan lands in Ghana following his knee-jerk reaction to supposed Nigeria must go protest in Ghana. He spoke to some Nigerian traders in the Ghanaian market before heading to the palace to the self-acclaimed King of the Igbos in Ghana. We'll tell you all about it on this episode of Talk Chaw. My name is Chris, and I'll be doing this with
Percy. Once again, I'm feeling so much blessed and highly favored. I just have to say, I'm so glad that someone who is a content creator decided to finally come and check out how everything is playing out. Instead of you using those divisive beings to just pick your bone with the Ghanaians.
I think the first video that VeryDarkMan did was very divisive,
Yes.
right? So he now landed in Ghana or came to Ghana to verify what he's seen on the internet himself. But don't you think that was the first thing he was supposed to do before he did any video whatsoever,
Yeah.
right?
Because you have to really get all the evidence that you need before you can make your pre-informed decision.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit skeptical over here. Are you seeing this from the point of view that he came to Ghana for the sake that he's just trying to be a genuine citizen or a concerned citizen, or he's just here to shoot content and go?
No, he's an activist though. Apart from he being a content creator, obviously he is a content creator by a certain standard. But he's more of an activist who is also always advocating for the Nigerian people, against lawlessness, against crime, against stuff, right? So I think the feedback from the first video that he did, which we are saying is very divisive, very vile, and I call it a knee-jerk reaction because it was ill-intended.
Oh, come on.
Like, don't you think so?
Come on, lashing out without really having the necessary evidence to put together. Nah.
So following our backlash, some of us, but you can check our previous video, we really gave it to him, right? Refuting some of his claims, debunking them, and some of the comments that he would have read, he'd have been like, maybe Medim Kwasi right? The Nigerians don't interpret what I just said to him, right? Then he was now like, okay, let me go to Ghana and go and see for myself whether what I'm seeing on the internet is true. And lo and behold, he came. He came to come and verify whether people are out there on the streets every day saying Nigeria must go, and people are locking. According to him, people are locking. Ghanaians are locking Nigerian shops, and they are telling people to leave within 3 years. In this very Ghana that we are all in.
I think one thing that he can attest to is the fact that there is no chaos ensuing somewhere that people are dragging people out or something like that.
Not at all.
But there is no chaos anywhere. He just came, he landed, and from his tone and everything, I think he's really impressed with.
I think that there was that cultural shock. You see, when you land in Ghana, the hospitality itself,
everything,
it will bring you down. Like when he came, you could now see that the man has now mellowed. He's not like, we heard that. I'm like,
they call him the very dark black man.
He's popularly known as VDN, so very dark man.
So he has been in Ghana for the past 2 days, and I can say with enough evidence that his skin color is actually changing
to become very fair. But
the sun over here in Ghana and the sun compared to the sun that they're having in Ghana,
it was roasting him. That's the reason why he was very dark black man.
Let me tell you this more secret. In Nigeria, you can wash your jeans and dry it in the sun for 15 minutes.
15 minutes? The jeans that takes about 10 hours to dry in Ghana.
So, when he came, his color was smoothening, everything was working out.
When he stays a week here, he'll go back when they'll be calling him Oyibo. You know Oyibo, right? Fight man, right? But either way,
I didn't say this one.
But either way, he was in our market. He landed in Ghana about a day ago, and he was in the market interacting with the Nigerian traders because he had heard that Ghanaians are locking down their shops. Lo and behold, the Nigerians were in the market. If their shops were locked, what were they doing in the market? He interacted with them, spoke to one of them, asked them about what is going on, and the Nigerian refuted it, also saying, The whole thing about the Ghana must go protest that he saw online was just a political candidate, or how do you call it, presidential candidate, what do you call it, Hassan Ayaga.
Yes.
And there's people doing it. It's not any widespread something that is happening. He also asked about their shops being locked, and he said yes, something like that is there because they said they are breaking the law by selling in retail and all this stuff. He went on to ask that thing, but the surprising thing is that in the video that that he recorded in the market, after speaking to the person in the market, the next person who is an Igbo man that he spoke to was in his shop selling. When they went to go and speak to him.
Okay, so now what you said? Correct. Okay, now you get here. And this is another Igbo man. Mr. Jojo. Mr. Jojo, you know they when I talk to this guy. So I go ask you a question. This whole issue of saying that they lock shop, why did they do it?
What I understand is it's a kind of enviness and not understanding each other.
Speak louder.
Normal, we are all one. We are selling our market, we are selling our food, then we are selling. Before, we normally used to supply to them. We come by supplying to them, we are buying. But it came to a stage whereby we are not getting our money the way we want it. Then we now start putting it in shop.
You are a man of truth. This
now
man
start
no
putting
dey
it in
here.
shop.
And now what you talk?
I will now start putting it in shop, you know, so that if they can buy, anyone they buy will be sell. That's how we start. Then after much, they start having they say we are spoiling their business, something like that.
So all those talk of saying Nigerian girls they do a shower, they do fraud, no be anything. Just talk.
Nigerian girls they do a shower now, then they now.
But who don't carry a shower here? Who don't no be na man you be now. Now you get question one. Now only Nigerians they do a shower here. No. So everybody they do one.
So very dark man in Nigerians. If Ghanaians are locking the shops of your compatriots here, then how come very dark man going to the shop of an Igbo man
And
when
was
the
open. The Igbo man was in business, transacting with the Ghanaians. He even had Ghanaian workers in there.
Yeah, I think the lady that was seated there was a Ghanaian, right? And when they got to his shop, he had to come out from inside to where they were to now come and talk. But even though that man, the way that he spoke, that wasn't the best. He was like, Ghanaians want their shops to be closed down because of enviness. Like,
come on,
let's get serious.
Come on.
Enviness, like, which Ghanaian is envious of? Which Ghanaian is envious of Nigerians? Have you ever heard of that kind of power struggle between us?
I've never come across that type of saying before. Me, I think when he first came in here and he had an interaction with them, he was a little bit fascinated by how everything was playing out. And I can say I always viewed him as a high spirit person, so somebody who's aggressive, like he was coming in there.
Yeah, because of the way that he did. He's a macho.
But when he came in and everything was running so smooth, everything was on point. He didn't even have the right words to say.
He was dumbfounded.
It's got to a point where he was like, we are not the ones to be blamed. We should blame the foreigners because they are the real fraudsters. They came
the white people.
Right now, you are just fleeing away from this world. Come on.
When I watch the video, I don't laugh. Say Nigerians they do fraud. I laugh. You know why I laugh? The main people who defraud all of us for Africa, they're there abroad. They don't carry our gold from Africa, go there. During slavery, now fraud with us. They defraud our forefathers, pack all our things, go there. If not, we say God in His infinite mercy, nothing for the Africa by now. With waiting those people don't pack. So this one a Ghanaian. Who they employ? Who they call woman for Ghana? Mami. Wait till me Kwasia because
He's lost for words, right? He's lost for words because whatever that he presumed or saw online, which drove him to make that video, unwarranted video at this point in time. He now came and the thing were different. And speaking about the Nigerian man that they met him in his shop was open and they were interviewing him. He was like, Ghanaians are envious of them. No? I think that Nigerian man would have stayed in Ghana here long enough to know our law prohibits foreigners from engaging in retail trade. In case he doesn't know, and the rest of the Nigerians who are coming to watch this video don't know, let me read to you the part of our law that prohibits you and any other foreigner from selling in our market. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act 2013, Act 865, states that actually, let me quote the section 27, subsection 1 says, a person who is not a citizen or an enterprise which is not wholly owned by citizens shall not invest or participate in a sale of goods or provision of services in a market, petty trading, or hawking or selling of goods in a store at any place. It goes on, B goes on to say, a foreigner, the operation of taxi or car hire service in Ghana is also prohibited. Basically, foreigners cannot sell in petty trading or retailing in Ghana. Foreigners can also operate taxis or car for hire in Ghana. So this is the position of our laws on what the Nigerians are doing here in Ghana. So the long and short of what I've been reading here is that Nigerians are breaking our laws if they sell retail in the market.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, but we have just decided to lay back and just watch how everything is going to happen. We've not really been stringent on all these types of laws and the things that you just read. I think we are just open. I can currently say confidently that most of the Nigerians over here in Ghana are doing retail.
And nobody has really closed down. It's just like periodic something. Then some of the, I think Guta, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, will get up and say, oh, they want to close down their shop. It's just like because the law is there, somewhere, somehow, Guta wants to flex it muscle small. From time to time, they'll go and say, oh, we are closing your shops. They'll close it one day. The next day, they'll open it again. So it's more or less like, I don't know whether a periodic flexing of muscle or something that happened, but it's not really something serious, right? Nobody destroys anybody's product. Nobody closes down anybody's shop permanently. Nobody seizes any Nigerian's product in Ghana just because the law says that. Even though the law says that too, but they don't do that. Do you see anybody doing that in Ghana?
Nah, I think Ghanaians, we are supposed to operate in a perfect competitive market where the buyers are supposed to follow through with this benchmark market price. But one thing that I've noticed about these Nigerians is when they come in here, they are not doing dumping or anything like that. But they would rather lower down their profits and make sure that they sell at a much lower price as compared to the sellers over here in Ghana.
Do you know why? Some of the Nigerians, I'm not saying all of them, some of them do both wholesale and retail. However, their retail prices per unit are pegged at the wholesale price. Let me break it down. Foreigners are supposed to sell wholesale in Ghana, and that's what the Nigerians are supposed to do. But instead of them doing only the wholesale, they do retail as well. But when you're coming to buy a unit, they would give you a price of how much you would have bought if you were buying the whole pack. So at the end of the day, the price becomes lower than what the average Ghanaian would have sold. Because when the Ghanaian goes to the retail shop to go and buy, he'll buy the thing, let's say, 5 cedis for the whole thing. And it's inside is like 5 things. So that means that each of them is one Ghana cedi is being sold at wholesale price. Do you know the Nigerian will sell that very same thing at retail price at the same 1 Ghana cedi? Meanwhile, the Ghanaian came in, took it at wholesale price at let's say 5 cedi for the whole box to go and sell at 1 Ghana cedi. But because he's doing both wholesale and retail, he's selling the unit at 1 cedi. And the Ghanaian is selling the unit at let's say 1 cedi 20 pesos or 1 cedi is 50 pesos. So there's always that disparity. And the Ghanaians are like, you are cheating us. It's uncompetitive pricing, right? Because at the end of the day, if you do like that, you are preventing fair competition in the market. Don't you think Ghanaians have a point if they are complaining against this?
And if I am judging from the point of being a consumer, all consumers are yearning for the best
prices,
with the best quality. So if I come to your shop and I see that this product is being sold for your shop at 100 Ghana cedis, but the Ghanaians are rather selling it for 150 Ghana cedis
because that's the retail price.
I'll go and buy the wholesale price from the Nigerian, take it back home and brag to my friends that I bought this at the same price that the Ghanaians are selling.
Yeah.
All
Meanwhile,
other things being equal.
yeah. Meanwhile, the Nigerian's price is based on his wholesale price because he has the product in bulk.
Yeah.
So when he sells a unit at the wholesale price, he still makes money because if somebody comes and buy a packet at wholesale price, he makes profit.
Yeah.
So when he sells a unit to you at wholesale price, he still makes the wholesale level of profit, and that is unfair to our traders.
It's unfair because all other things being equal, we are living in a country where our standard of living is very low.
Yeah.
Each person is just trying to get into a business or just trying to make ends meet and make some bread.
Yeah.
Each person is into a business currently. So if you are only thinking about this from the point of view of the benefit to a consumer and not thinking about the sellers in the same industry, then you are going to hurt the industry. You are undercutting the market and making sure that you sell at a very lower price.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, who are you trying to hurt over here?
Ghanaians, or because that's why Ghanaians are usually agitated about that, because it doesn't promote fair competition in the market. Because if the Ghanaian is doing only retail and the Nigerian is doing both retail and wholesale and selling his retail product at wholesale prices, then the Ghanaian cannot compete. But either way, very dark black man, or very dark man as they call you, instead of you to put the phone in front of you and be saying all of that, they close down shop. Do you know what you can do? Our laws are clear. You cannot do retail. The only thing you can do is wholesale, as I just read for you right now. So why don't you rather advocate to our authorities, the lawmakers, right? So they can amend the law to be able to accommodate you people at the retail level of trade, rather than going on the internet and say they are locking the. Whether you like it or not, if you do retail in Ghana as a foreigner, you are doing an illegal business. Right? So instead of going online and making disparaging comments about Ghana, rather through your ambassador, the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana, the High Commissioner, your so-called or self-acclaimed king should follow the process and let them amend the law.
The one and only Igbo King.
Igbo King. Yes, he also made asked about the Ashawo and stuff and all those stuff. But that one, the Ashawos in Ghana, I don't think many of them are.
I don't really want to get into all that. They know it themselves. They are having the facts and everything. We don't really have to break this down.
But when he asked the Nigerian, they said no, it's Ghana. But the thing is that Nigerians plenty. Like there are too many. There are too many actually. So that's it about it. And the fraud thing too as well. He was like, we are both doing it. And besides, the biggest fraudsters are the Westerners who came and defrauded our land of its resources and stuff. It's true, but then you called us fraudsters. You called our land a land that condones or is a safe haven for fraudsters. At that particular moment is the reason why I'm telling you and any other Nigerian that VeryDarkMan has to take down that video. He has to take down that video and probably apologize to Ghanaians for whatever point that he made.
I think from all the data he has gathered and all the information that he's having currently, he shouldn't just go sit in front of his phone and just lash out on Ghanaians again.
Yeah, he should rather apologize, retract and apologize, and delete that video. I heard rumors that he had deleted that video, but when I checked Facebook, the video was still there, which means that he hasn't, upon learning of the truth of the matter, what is really on the ground, VeryDarkMan hasn't yet deleted that video. That video is divisive. It's ill-mannered. It's ill-conceived, to say the least. And that is where the xenophobic attack that you're talking about may emanate from. Because any Ghanaian that listens to VeryDarkMan in that video will be infuriated.
Yes.
And when they come at you, don't say we didn't tell you. So VeryDarkMan, any other Nigerian who has been making comments that we are envious, we are there, we've given you the law. Do whatever you want to do with it. Until then, the laws are the laws and you must abide by them. A minute or two. He also met with the Eze
chief of the
Igbo people in Ghana. Let's use that to wrap up.
Between me and the Eze Igbo in Ghana. It is to clear a lot of things that is going on online.
I was chosen by the Igbo community in Ghana to be the Eze Igbo Ghana. I am the leader of Igbo community in Ghana. In our language, as our local language, Eze Igbo Ghana.
The Eze, I learned it means king. right? Which means that he's actually the king of Igbo in Ghana. But in the video, about 45 minutes video, which we can't add to this video, obviously, he was like, he's not a king, he's just the leader of the Igbo community in Ghana.
Every time I watch him speak, things don't really add up.
Yeah.
Like, things are not adding up.
Yeah.
Like when very dark black man went straight to his house, his home,
palace,
and the palace, the background, everything, his furniture.
You just look at the throne,
the design, the throne. Like, come on,
like there is nothing short of a king or a paramount chief. So, in as much as you claim you're not a king, you're not a this, then tone down on the opulence, tone down on the royaltiness that you are flaunting. Because when I looked at the house in which they sat for this interview, he was sitting on a throne, and he made references to the throne many times. That the throne that I'm sitting on, the throne, which throne are you sitting on? In Ghana, here, can you have a throne here?
I think
Can a Ghanaian go to Nigeria to have a throne there?
Impossible.
Can Otunfo, somebody go to Nigeria and go and say he's Otunfo of the Asante people there?
It will never happen.
Can Togbe Afede or Yana of the northern people go to, or anybody go there to go and say that he's the Yana of the Ghanaians in Nigeria?
It would never
It
happen.
doesn't happen, right?
It would never happen, let alone get a piece of land, a case of land with the intention of trying to establish something.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even cross
He
your mind.
explained that it's because it's on the back of all this gutter, they not doing retail that led to it, and they went to buy the land at Aflawo. So they'll build a village or a place that Igbos can come and settle. Initially, they wanted to build a shopping mall. You know, the law doesn't bar them from putting a mall. That's the reason why the Chinese people have China Mall in Ghana, where they sell their products and nobody can go and sack them. So the trade minister told them that in 2013 that they should set up a mall so they can go and sell all their things there. That's when they went and bought the land that they wanted to do a mall and changed their mind. They want to make it a village.
Empire.
And later on, and then they didn't even suffice, and then he went and sat on TV, I think Crystal TV, and made pronouncement that they bought the land. Meanwhile, he didn't buy any land. According to you.
Every time I listen to him, his story is far-fetched.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit right with me. Any time that I try to listen to what he says, everything is totally different. And I don't know. It's like he's kind of admitting that he planned on that.
At one point, you were establishing a village. At one point, you were establishing a mall. At one point, you were establishing a palace. What exactly is the Igbo or Igbo chief trying to tell us?
Maybe he's trying to establish a country within Ghana.
You cannot establish a village in which only Igbos will come and stay in there. It is not allowed in Ghana. You cannot do that.
I think the commander-in-chief has to speak on the leeway that
he's using
to these people, because they are blowing it out of
proportion,
and nothing is being said about it. I think
actually the foreign affairs minister Samokujeto Ablakwa engaged him, and he said he's not a chief and he's not a king whatsoever. But his interview with VeryDarkBlackMan is further de-escalating or escalating the situation to look like he's a king. Because look how many chiefs in Ghana have the kind of palace that he has. Right? He has to tone down, because if you want to really succumb to the authorities that we have, you have to be at our level. Don't go and say, do you know that even in his palace, the Ghana flag is not there.
Ghana flag.
He has Nigerian flag, the Igbo flag, and the Ghana flag is not there. And you're telling us that you are not a king. Like, who does that?
Okay, maybe it was on the other side of
which other side? The flags are on his right side.
That was his true intentions from the start.
Yeah.
And he just acting like everything is okay.
He's playing dumb about this. Ghana flag needs to be there. The Ghana flag needs to be raised above all the other flags, because you are in Ghana, right? He gave various explanations to VeryDarkMan as to the reason why he's the Eze Igbo of Ghana. And Ghanaians are not taking it at all. You cannot be a king, a chief, whatsoever here in Ghana, whilst we have our own chiefs here. You either go and be a president, a chairman, or something, but nothing close to chieftaincy. We'll give you all the other details that we have, and until then, VeryDarkMan is in Ghana, and any other thing that he finds or posts about, we'll give you an update on it. If he retracts and apologizes, that will be the best. Other than that, he still has a bone to pick with
I
us.
think, but so far, he has gotten the clarification that he needed.
Yeah.
But one thing that I would advise him is for him to change his outfit a little bit.
No, that one that you can't talk about. That's part of his brand. That's part of his brand.
You are going to meet the chief.
Anybody
Don't wear
who,
singlet.
anybody who knows very dark man
Come on.
knows that that's his what?
You
his
can-
his brand. That's his
His
modus operandi.
Okay.
How he
So-
wears that with those things. Yeah.
So if he was going to meet the president of Ghana,
he will do that. That's what he does.
Okay.
He even traveled outside the country with those. So that's what he's dressing. Don't talk about it. So very dark man. Somebody should tell him he should take down that video and do another video in Ghana. Most probably apologizing for Ghanaians for some of the comments that he made in his first video about this Nigeria must go thing. Other than that, Ghanaians will still hold it against him, and one day, will use it against him in the court of law. This is Talk Chaw. My name is Chris, and I've been doing this with
Percy, we'll see you in the next video.